Now let's talk about that Facebook. Frances Hagen, who also happens to be a white woman with blonde hair, Harvard-educated, peace, former product manager at Facebook, was secretly copying papers. This was a big week for leaks. We got the Pandora papers and we got the Facebook papers. Okay, we'll call them the Zuckerberg papers, the Zuck papers. So she testified in front of Congress saying that Facebook is aware that its algorithms are set up to eventually lead these women down these unhealthy rabbit holes of anorexia and depression. We already knew that from watching The Social Dilemma. If you haven't watched that on Facebook, you got to do it. There's already been a few former employees of these tech companies who have said these algorithms are set up to keep you on there and to addict you, and they're aware of the dopamine hits that you chase and that their interfaces create and their systems create, and they're set up to do that. So we already know, and we already all know how addictive the internet is. I mean, when's the last time you took a shit without your phone? I dare you, try it. You will have a panic attack on the toilet bowl, okay? One time I was in the bathroom for a day and I lost time because I was watching the full first season of The Wire. These are some of the dark sides to technology. So we've been aware of this. But here's the thing. I don't know who has the better argument. So undoubtedly what she's saying is true, that Facebook is aware, as she's saying, she's making an analogy to the tobacco industry and saying that as the tobacco industry was aware that their products were addictive and caused cancer, Facebook is aware that it causes depression, anorexia, and divisiveness, which was a big one, which we all know. These algorithms feed extremism, and as someone like myself who likes to make fun of everybody, I can tell you for a fact, all the social media algorithms do not favor someone like myself who does that. Okay, they favor people who go fucking Tim Pool hard right, move to a compound and grab a couple of guns and say coronavirus is Biden juice, or to the hard left where I go, excuse me, sir, do you have a mask? Put your fucking mask on, okay? I live across the street and I'm looking at you through the window and you're not wearing a mask in your living room. Do you not care about people? Obviously, the algorithm favors those two and gives them more visibility because they rile people up. We've made that point on this podcast about how the algorithm, much like advertisers, like to tie an emotion to their product, right? Their product is keeping you online. Their product is the products they sell. The product is their social media platform, and that's what they're selling. And they tie your emotions to it because we're emotional. Humans are not rational. That's often a misnomer. Just like people misunderstand Darwinism when they say the strong survive. It's not the strongest that survive. It's the ones who adapt to change best. Oftentimes, the strongest of a previous environment will die off, and the weaker from that environment will go on because they are more suited for the new environment. So it's not the strongest to survive. So that is something that is often misunderstood as well. What was the point? Before I went to the analogy, I knew I was going to lose it. What was the first analogy I was making?
You were talking about the whistleblower.
Yeah. So the point that we're often considered, man is the only animal capable of reason. The key word there is capable of reason. Doesn't mean we're innately reasonable. We are innately emotional. That is innate. That is why we're so easily manipulated, because we're emotional. Reason has to be developed. Logic and reason have to be developed to protect and control your emotions. And that is when you become a top level 2. That is when you become a civilized human, an evolved human, is when you develop your reason. That needs to be taught. That needs to be developed. So advertisers know this. Sophists, your online pundits, a lot of which couldn't even graduate college, but yet they figured out politics. And social media outlets, that's what they rely on, tying an emotion to their product so you get sucked in. I just explained it to you. We're aware of it. We can't stop because we're addicted. So she shed light on that officially, revealed these documents from Facebook, that Facebook knows about this. But now let's go to the other side, Zuckerberg side, okay? And a lot of people are going to say, I'm a friend. A lot of people watching this, I understand where you came from. You know me either from the Joe Rogan podcast or a few other podcasts, and you're definitely anti-vax, which also means you're anti-this. Me promoting any Jew. Just talk about something that's still around as well, anti-Semitism. That train is never late. So let me take Mark Zuckerberg's back for a little bit. He responded by saying, first of all, I'll just say the numbers. The numbers were like, they saw a 13 to 17% uptick in suicide or suicidal thoughts or depression or however they measured it. 13 to 17%. That's probably an increase. Not substantial. Is that Facebook's fault? Is that society's fault? Was cable news and magazines not doing the same thing? Right? Me and Jesse used to say, we used to quote, because Jesse was from advertising. He still is. Everybody's got to make a buck. We used to say, who are the biggest liars? Remember? Men or women? And we go, no, media is the biggest liars. Because Jesse used to work in media. Still does. Got to make a buck. But airbrushing and what they do, when you see the original photo of whatever woman you're seeing on the cover and then you see the product that actually goes on the magazine, that's causing anorexia. That's causing depression. So has it really changed that it's gone from print to digital? Probably not. Probably not. So this is when you go, maybe this is the family that needs to create a stronger confidence in these girls. Maybe daddy needs to, be in the life a little bit more, or maybe society as a whole needs to change. He makes a decent point. Were the numbers of depressed women any lower when it was just magazines and billboards and commercials? And if they were lower, was it lower because there was less access to that? It wasn't as prevalent. You couldn't look at it every day. You had to buy a magazine. You had to, it was a little harder to come in contact with those images, stories, etc. Very strong argument to be made there. In conclusion, there really is no difference. It's just Facebook is more efficacious, and that's why the numbers have gone up. And this is more of a societal problem or an innate female problem because you guys got smaller brains and are more insecure and more vain. That's possible too. I mean, men don't walk around with fucking makeup on like they're intermission during a play. We don't wear fucking high heels because we're upset about how short we are and how our legs look. We don't get ass implants and tit implants. Oh, that's because of men. We would fuck you as you are. Whatever you present, we'd fuck. You are competing with each other. Don't bullshit me. I wasn't born yesterday. Don't bullshit me. If women got together tomorrow and said, no more makeup, you think guys would stop fucking you? And who do you think buys Us Weekly or looks at that fucking anorexia diet plan shit? Is it guys? I don't think so. I don't know one straight man that's ever picked up a copy of Us Weekly to see the things that celebrities do. I don't know one man who tunes into the E! Channel to check out what's going on the red carpet. So cut the bullshit, ladies. Cut the fucking bullshit. You have the power. You got the pussies. We want them. It's a nice, warm, hot pocket. And we want to get cozy in there. A nice, self-lubricating hole that we can fuck. And you got nice titties to fucking motorboat us. Soft lips. Nice feet that I want to plug in my mouth like a pacifier. So cut the bullshit. There's a point to be made there. That's what he's saying, Zuckerberg. He's also saying, you're saying that my social media site is responsible for the divisiveness in this country. He made a long statement. I like how he started, hey everyone, because he knows everyone's on Facebook. So why not call them everyone? Hey everyone, sorry about that outage when you didn't know what to do with yourself. Facebook also got hacked by probably the CCP for a couple hours, went down, and everyone just went to Twitter. It was wild. Facebook and Instagram were down for like 6 hours, and so I looked at my family a little bit. which was cool, but I couldn't wait to get back. It was good to see them. So he says a long statement. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but essentially he says, Mark Zuckerberg is saying that if his platform is to be blamed, the argument that we deliberately push content that makes people angry for profit is deeply illogical. That's bullshit. That's what you call bullshit.